What's up, guys? Today's lesson is all about the conclusion. So that'll be the last paragraph of your essay. Okay, it's very important that you leave your reader thinking. You want your reader to remember your paper and to really think hard to take your position or your point of view. Okay, so I can write an argument conclusion paragraph is today's objective. Fill in the notes with me on this. This will be a short video, okay? And afterwards you'll have plenty of time to work on your in-class essay. Okay, here we go. Just a quick review of the introduction. Okay, so your introduction should do two things, right? Grab the reader's attention, really grab them, and tell the reader what you will be writing about. Like I always say, first couple sentences, the reader decides, do I want to read the rest of this or not? Okay. It should also include, obviously, your grabber. Okay, we talked about 3 different types of grabbers, ways in which you can grab the reader's attention, and your thesis, which is like your blueprint, right? Your roadmap for what you're going to be talking about. Okay. 3 types of grabbers. We've got questions, summary, and short story. Okay. A couple things about this. Now that we're in 7th grade, I don't want just one question. I want multiple questions for the reader to think about, to make them, you want to interact with your reader and make them think. Okay, summary. Summary is just, a summary of both sides of the issue, of what has been said, about what the articles were about that you found, to give them the background information they need. And a short story, don't think of a short story as anything huge, just like a 2 to 3 sentence kind of vivid description of something that relates to your topic. If you're someone with a sense of humor, you can use a funny short story to kind of get that emotion of humor into your reader and make them laugh. If you make them laugh, you can make them usually read the rest of your paper. All right, this is an example of a questions grabber. Have you ever thought about why teachers won't let students use their cell phones in class? Wouldn't you be able to focus way more on your writing if you could listen to music while you write? Okay, that's an example of a questions grabber. Summary grabber. More and more middle school kids now have cell phones. Some say they should be allowed in the classroom because they are a valuable learning tool. Others argue that they are way too distracting for kids. So in the summary grabber, it's just a quick overview of the issue so that the reader can kind of quickly get both sides. And then after this, you would obviously give your thesis. A short story grabber. Juanita taps on the screen and scrolls through the orders. At the same time, she is taking another order from a rude customer from the drive-thru. She hustles back and forth, packing food orders with one hand and flipping burgers with the other. This is a short story grabber for an essay on whether or not fast food workers should be paid more. Lots of action, lots of description, lots of nice adjectives to really help the reader understand and be able to create a mental image in their head. So those are your 3 options for grabbers. Of course, after the grabber in your introduction is the thesis, which is your claim plus your 3 reasons. An example is here. We should keep zoos because they help endangered species, they are educational for kids, and they provide nice places for animals to live safely. So this is your roadmap, your blueprint. It is a way to tell your reader what your paper is going to be about in one nice sentence. All right, now let's talk about the conclusion. Okay, today's objective. Conclusion, you restate your thesis. So it's pretty much word for word your thesis statement again, just as a reminder to keep your paper focused. Then you have to provide the counter argument. This is new for 7th grade, your counter argument. Then you shoot down the counter argument. By that I mean you may have heard it as called a rebuttal against the counter argument, explaining why the counter argument is wrong. So in your conclusion, give your thesis statement again, you provide the counter argument, and you shoot down the counter argument. Okay, write this down. Counter argument is the opposite of your argument. It is the other side of your argument. If you're a good critical thinker, you can think about what the other side of the argument is. You should know that other side very well, because when you're arguing against someone, you need to know what their perspective is and what someone might argue against you. So, counter argument. This is my example of giving a counter argument and then shooting it down. So it might go something like this. Now, some people may disagree and think that we should not have zoos because animals suffer. They are wrong, because have you seen some of these exhibits that these animals live in? They are so lifelike and they look just like the animal's natural habitat. Okay, so I gave the counter argument, so some people might disagree and think that we should not have zoos because animals suffer. Okay, so that's going against my argument that we should have zoos. And I'm explaining why they're wrong by using one of my reasons, okay, and explaining that in my own words. So here's another example. Now, some people may think that fast food workers should not get paid more because the restaurants will go out of business. They are wrong, because if the workers are getting paid more, that means they will be happier and do better work. That means the customers will be happy too and will keep coming back. Once again, acknowledging what some people might think or how some people might argue against me, and then shooting it down with another reason. Okay. On your paper, answer these first two questions: what goes into an argument conclusion, and what is a counter argument? If you don't know the answer to those questions right now, then rewind the video and find the answers. Then you're going to write your sample conclusion on your paper. Okay. Remember that you need your thesis, claim, and 3 reasons. Then provide the counter argument and shoot down the counter argument. Okay. Once you're finished with that, you can continue working on your in-class essay on one of those 3 topics. Here are the expectations for essay writing today. You may listen to music on your headphones while you research and write. You may not sing, dance along because it distracts people around you. You may not just sit there and watch the music videos. If you're on YouTube, it needs to be in the background. You must be working at a good pace and doing your work the right way. If you're not working at a good pace, if you're not fulfilling expectation 4, you will lose that privilege of being able to listen to music. Okay? So you need to be at a level 0 while you're listening to your music and getting your work done. It's part of becoming a mature learner and an independent learner. So if I give you this privilege, you have to show that you can use it wisely and still do the work quickly in the correct way. Okay? Any questions, raise your hand, and we will have an exit slip at the end of class. Thanks, guys.